I got a show coming up, and we are waiting. He is en route. We have Police Chief Jeff Norman uh, coming in today, and so we will await his arrival. 833-212-1017 is the number. I do have a question for you, though, while I'm waiting. You ever do something and realize, like, what did I do with my, and then realize it's like right there in front of you? It's unfortunate. 833-212-1017 is the number. I do have a question. Can money buy you love? I mean, while we wait for the police chief to come, I just got a question. And I know it's my segment for Dr. Ken's Truth, but I just gotta ask. Can money buy you love? 833-212-1017 is the number. Here's why I ask. Everybody seems to intimate that money can't buy you love. That money can buy you things you love, but money can't buy you love. And to be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, I have my ideas about it, but I don't know. Here's why. Money has been used for all sorts of bad things, right? The Christian Bible tells you the love of money is the root of all sorts of evil. Not the love of money is the root of evil, because that's not what it says, right? And so what happens is we demonize it to the point where I've actually had people tell me that they don't agree with capitalism, that capitalism in America is a failed project, a failed commitment, and it doesn't work. I think it works great. And I think one of the reasons why it works is because of capitalism. That in its purest form, in its regular form, making money can make you happy. To a point. I mean, it's money. It's something material. What's your degree of love? What's your degree of interest in money? But more importantly, what are you doing with it? Which leads me to my second point. What are you doing with your money that's causing you to not like it? Like, what are you doing with your money that's stopping you from doing with what you're supposed to, instead of buying stuff that you're not supposed to have, using it on things that you shouldn't do? I mean, that can have a negative effect. But the talking text line says, so long that money has value, yes. Well, what does that even mean? I mean, you're putting all these caveats in it, but in the end, money has value. It might be high, it might be low. You might need a lot of it, you might need a little of it. But bottom line, the fact that it's money, the fact that it's a fiat currency, it has value. Now, it might be a penny, but it has value. It might be $1, 100, a million, but it has value. Talking text line says, in the words of Denzel Washington, money can't buy happiness, but it's a heck of a down payment. LOL. But what about those with money that does bad things? What about those that use money to buy drugs, to buy alcohol and misuse it, buy things that they don't need, don't pay their bills, and buy discretionary things that blow away in the wind, but yet you still have to pay for it? Then what? What if you use money, as some people do, to buy a man or a woman from another country? Pay for them to come here, marry them, Does that make you happy? We need to define what happiness is because we already know what money is. We need to find out exactly what happiness is and then put a price on it. And number 3, the Talking Text Line says capitalism works great for those who benefit from it. If you have a job and you're getting paid, you're benefiting from capitalism. Who does not benefit from capitalism when you're plugged into capitalism? Capitalism can't work for you unless you're in the system. Capitalism and money can't work for you unless you earn it, inherit it, and have it. Talking Text Line says capitalism works great for those whom benefit from it. At its root, it's about exploitation. You can't buy love. Capitalism is not about exploitation, but it depends on how you're using the word. Those that have more money, quote unquote, exploit those who have less money to pay them to do jobs they can't do. That's a rough, really, 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 really narrow example, but for me, capitalism works. I go to work, people pay me for my voice, my brain, my writing, my speaking, and then I get paid. Talking Text Line says the poor don't benefit from capitalism. Yes, they do. Those that work pay taxes. Taxes help those that are poor. Those that are poor get a check. They get money. They get food based on the system we built called capitalism that we pay into. It's called FICA. You pay half, the company you work for pay half, and that money goes into Social Security, benefits, and all sorts of things that pay for people who don't have what you have. The poor absolutely do benefit from capitalism because they don't work. What about the people who exploit capitalism by not working, being poor, get on welfare, and decide they don't want to get off because they want it for free? But yet we talk about creating a wage so that everybody that makes under a certain amount of money gets an extra check that puts them up to a certain point. Now, what do you think that's going to cause? It's going to cause inflation. When there's too much money in the market and fewer goods, economics 101 says inflation, and that's where we are now. They peddled too much money into the economy, and now we're sitting here. But if you're going to lose money, lose it. You can regain it. You can earn it. If you're going to make money, make it. But capitalism isn't one-sided. It doesn't know who's spending the money. It doesn't know how rich you are, how poor you are. The system has levers. Those with more money move the lever more than those that don't. I mean, I don't know. But I got to tell you this. Money may not buy love, but I'm going to tell you something. Kind of makes me happy.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
Truth Nation, it is Denise Thomas, the effective communication coach. And ladies, it is time to put me over we and focus on our